This is an explanation video of experiment 2 mouse driven painting. So in this, first I had created all these global variables to store the drawing layer, current brush tool, selected color, the bottom bar height and the brush size settings and all. And then I also had created this array called tools, colors and tool start colors to manage the available brush types and colors present. And then I used the setup function. Inside it I used this create canvas to create the main drawing canvas, and then I used this create graphics to create a separate drawing layer called paint layer, so that the artwork stays permanent while the interface updates separately. I also used this background 0 to make the drawing layer black, and text font I used Arial to set the interface font style. And then I had used this uh, draw function which runs continuously to update the application in real time. Inside it I had used the background 255 to create a white interface background, and then I used this image to display the saved painting layer onto the main canvas, and I used draw bottom bar to display the toolbar instructions at the bottom. And then next I had used if statement with mouse is pressed to allow drawing only when the mouse is clicked inside the painting area. This prevents the drawing on the bottom toolbar section. After that I used the uh, draw tool function to control which brush tool is currently active. Inside it I had used several if and else if condition to switch between the brushes based on the selected tool index. And for neon brush, I use this neon light brush function. Inside it I used a helper function called draw line. I had used it multiple times with different transparency and thickness to create a glowing neon effect. And I also used stroke weight, stroke and line to draw the final sharp center line of the brush stroke. Then I created this draw line function to simplify repeated glowing line drawing, and it controls the stroke color, transparency, thickness and line position. And then next for the watercolor brush I used the watercolor brush function, and inside it I used no stroke to remove outlines, and I used the for loop to repeatedly generate semi-transparent circles around the mouse position, and I used the random to create random position, size and transparency values so the brush looks soft and organic like the real watercolor paint. And next for the spray brush. For the spray brush I used the spray paint brush function, and inside it I used another for loop to generate mini tiny circles around the cursor point, and I used the custom random point function to scatter the dots randomly, creating a realistic spray paint effect. And then I used the star brush function for the star brush, and inside it I created an array called the star colors to store multiple glowing colors, and I then used a for loop together with the random point and draw star to scatter colorful star shapes around the cursor position. And then next I created the random point function. Inside it I used random and then cos and sine to calculate random circular positions around the mouse cursor, and this function helps the distribute particles naturally for both the spray brush and star brush. Then I created the draw star function to generate custom star shapes And inside it I had used this begin shape, vertex and end shape clause to connect multiple points together into a polygon using trigonometric calculations. After that I had created a draw bottom bar function to display the user interface toolbar at the bottom. Inside it I had used a rectangle uh, to draw the toolbar background and text to display the current tool name and keyboard instructions. And I also used text size and text align to style and position the text neatly. Finally, I had used the key pressed function to add keyboard interaction controls. Inside it, I had used the right arrow to switch between the tools, and then I used the space to cycle through the colors, and then zero key to clear the drawing canvas by resetting the paint layer background. And the output of the code is